The man and his wife heard the sound of Yahweh God walking in the garden in the cool of the day, and they hid from Yahweh God among the trees of the garden. But Yahweh God called to the man. "Where are you?" he asked. "I heard the sound of you in the garden," he replied. "I was afraid because I was naked, so I hid." It's probably one of the saddest verses in the Bible, I think. They hid from God. And one of the most beautiful verses in the garden, I think, is when God comes walking in the garden looking for them, wanting to spend time with them. But like all the animals on my farm, they ran away. Now the cows didn't run away from me because they were wearing poo. They ran away from me because they didn't understand me. They thought I was a threat to them. Adam and Eve were conscious of both of those things. They were conscious that they were sinful. They'd done what God told them not to do. And they were afraid. They didn't know how God would respond. And that pattern repeats over and over and over again throughout the Old Testament. God draws close to an individual or a group of people, and it looks like He's building this relationship that He's created us for. And then they do something wrong and they run away. You can imagine how God is feeling. It's like we've turned God into some kind of cosmic parent who's out to get us for doing the wrong thing. Over and over again through the Old Testament, we hear the prophets reminding us that God is gracious and merciful, slow to anger, full of love, compassionate. And yet the first thing we do wrong and we run away, we hide. And I'm sure God's heart breaks a lot more than mine did because the animals wouldn't stop and talk to me. But the thing is, it's a bit like the problem with me and the animals. I don't speak cow. I don't speak echidna. I don't speak kangaroo or deer. And while God might speak our language, maybe God talking to us directly is a bit like if I was trying to talk to some ants who decided to build a colony right outside my front door. And I want to tell them that I don't want to kill them, but it's not a very convenient place to have your anthill. Can you move, please? If you just move to the side a little bit, I wouldn't step on you every time I come out my front door. But an ant's this big, and someone this big talking to them, I reckon I'd just freak them out. They won't understand. More than just running away from me, they'd bury themselves deep in the ground. So how do I get my message across? Really, the only way that I'm going to get a message across to a colony of ants is if I was an ant myself. After years and years, a whole Old Testament worth of sending the prophets, sending people who were His friends to tell people what He was like, that He wasn't scary, God came Himself. God's choosing to let go of His godness and become a human being to speak our language, to tell us how much He loves us.